Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I am back with another review. And today we are taking a look at, from the Takara Transformers Legends line, this is Slugslinger. Now, what's interesting with this one, which is, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, the last of the deluxe Target Masters that Takara will be releasing, is, as I just mentioned, the Takara version includes the Target Master partner, Caliburst, or whatever character it is from Transformers lore that the packing comics are including with. For my own sanity, I'm referring to it as Caliburst. As you can see right here, I do have the Hasbro version of Slugslinger, which, quite surprisingly, since the review of that figure, people have had an easier time finding Slugslinger, which is the lone figure in Wave 6 of Titan's Return, and not having an easy time finding the remainder of Wave 5. But as you can see, there is a difference in paint. The Titan's Return version follows, I think, more the Rebirth toy colors with the seafoam green, and the white is a bit more of a gray, has a grayish tint, while the Takara version follows more along with the the Japanese toy and the Headmaster. Actually, not even the Headmaster's cartoon, because in the Headmaster's cartoon it was a much darker color. So this is really closer to the toy with the sky blue and the white. And looks really nice. As you can see, I do have both Headmasters sitting in their cockpits. Nice little tip for Legend Slugslinger here. Let me just bring them forward. If you're like me and you trim your nails a lot, to open the cockpit, having that Target Master there really helps a lot. So, as with all these reviews, we'll take a little moment right now. We'll take an in-depth look at the individual Headmasters and look at Target Master Caliburst. Okay, so we'll start off looking at the Headmasters. Now, in the Titan's Return line, you'll remember this was Caliburst, but in Japan, this is actually Slugslinger. So, and as you can see, the paint is done to better resemble Slugslinger in robot mode. There's no difference in heads, just, again, outside of the difference in paint. So, really nice face. I have to say, I'm just going to say it right now. While Blur, I would give the better overall mold award, just because of the different uses they got out of it, and and how it looked unique and was able to be adapted. I think Slugslinger is the better overall figure. I mean, this really did look like a great update to the classic toy. So there are the heads, so we'll get those out of the way. And now we'll come in and take a look at the Target Master Caliburst. This uses the, I guess you can call it the secondary Target Master design, where the legs would fold flat like that and peg into the barrel. I'll be a little honest with you. I mean, I'm going to keep Legend Slugslinger. I love that blue color scheme a lot more than the seafoam green, but the reason I love the original G1 toy is because its Target Master was really unique. For those of you who didn't know, basically it was two parts, where you would fold over the main body and then peg the barrel in, and gave you a really unique look. And I just think Hasbro captured that a lot better with Titan's Return Slugslinger's weapon. Yes, this isn't a Target Master, but this is the closest they got to recreating that classic weapon. So I do have to give Hasbro kudos there. Now, to transform this Caliburst back into its robot mode, go ahead and unpeg the legs, swing them up, swing this whole section down and around. The legs and this back section are attached on a little bar there, so then you'll go ahead and flip the barrel up along the back, swivel out the legs. They rotate at the knee, so they're facing forward, and just come in and rotate the head around just like so, and there you have Caliburst. Same articulation that all the other Target Masters have had. The legs can move independently, even though they are joined, ball joints in the elbow, ball joints in the shoulders, and on this one, the head can rotate independently. Some, the rotation is connected to the waist. So, just to go back, bring the arms down, keep them out to the side, rotate those legs so that the knees are facing outward and the peg is facing towards the back. Turn the figure over, bring that barrel up slightly, rotate the whole thing forward so that the barrel goes over the head. You don't have to actually rotate the head around. I just like doing it. I mean, who's really going to look under the barrel there? So just go ahead, do that. Bring it forward. And then they should line up. The legs should line up if you do it right. Get it all the way forward and just peg right in. I'm having a little trouble. Oh, there's a little post right there that the barrel needs to peg into, but then once you get it, everything pegs in, and then the arms you just bring back like that. So there you have the weapon caliburst back in its weapon mode. So now let's take a look at the robots in their robot modes, main robots, I guess I should say, and take a look at their paint differences. Okay, so here are the robots in their robot modes, and as you can see, there is a bit, in terms, not just a difference in terms of color, but in terms of the paint detail. Slugslinger here has a lot more of the silver on the shoulder, gold here on the chest, that just isn't there on the Hasbro version, whereas Hasbro uses stickers for detailing that's not there on Slugslinger. You can also see that bronze golden color there on the legs. I mean, it really comes down to a preference that you might have. I personally like the blue because I like the color blue, and you might like the color seafoam green. Like I said, both are fantastic figures. This is my favorite figure of the Legends Titans Return line. Personally, I think just handling this and Misfire, Trigger Happy was just needlessly complex. And so it really just comes down to deco, and then the accessories. You get the extra Target Master, but the Hasbro version looks more like the original weapon. So, you have that back and forth. So this is about it for robot mode. The backs are the same, obviously, because we saw that in jet mode. So we'll pause, and I'll give you my final thoughts. I went ahead and just added in their weapons. I kind of already started giving you my final thoughts and editorializing, but just to restate, the difference between these two really comes down to preference. It's clear that with this being the last figure of Titans Return, what Hasbro and the designers learned along the way was put into this figure, and it shows. You have a great Titan Master weapon that, kind of really stands out as the main robot's weapon. But with the Takara Legends, you do get that classic Target Master. And, the differences in deco really aren't that great, because this has more paint apps. This has, tampoed on stickers. At least I'm pretty sure they're tampoed on. I'm not 100% sure. And it really just comes down to what your preference is. What I will say is, as time goes on, especially with Power of the Primes already hitting store shelves, it might become a little harder to find the Titans Return Slugslinger. And if you go to look and buy this figure on the secondary market, you might have to pay a premium. And depending on what that price is, you might want to either pay a little more or just pay the same amount and get the Takara version. As I mentioned in the beginning of the review, or maybe I didn't, I don't remember, so long ago. I got Legend Slugslinger off of Amazon Japan. As you know, I've been able to buy a lot of Japanese figures now directly from Japan through Amazon Japan. I am paying the Japanese retail or what Amazon Japan charges, and sometimes, like American Amazon, that's a little bit less than retail, plus a flat rate in shipping, and I get these pretty quick. I mean, Paid for this on a Wednesday. The figure was here by Friday. That you can't beat. And what's even better is I just discovered last night that the Amazon mobile app, full disclosure, I haven't tested iOS, I only have Android, can now do Amazon Japan in English. So that's an even better resource to be able to go in and buy figures. It's, you get the same Amazon quality and you're not paying the markups that you would get through Big Bad Toy Store, TF Source, and stores of that nature where there's like import fees and, their fees for having to get the figure. So realistically, that makes the price differences between a secondary market domestic figure and an import figure a little bit different. That was until about a week and a half ago when Hasbro and Takara announced a line synergy where they were going to be basically releasing the same figure in the same design for both markets, starting with, of course, Powers of the Prime. How that's going to go, I don't know, but I have a year-end video coming up where I'll discuss that. So, as of right now, this will be my last video for 2017. I'd like to thank everyone who has joined me in 2017, who's been with me longer and has stayed through 2017. I do appreciate it. I did have a little bit of a hemorrhaging of subscribers towards the end of the year, which I'm not entirely happy about. But, if people want to leave, they can leave. I do hope you'll stay with me in the future because, if you remember 2017 wasn't a great year for YouTubers in general, and I really don't see 2018 getting that much better. I like bringing you these videos, but I also like, the fact that people being able to watch them, and I get a little something for the work I put into them. And I'd like to see a little bit more in the future, if you know what I mean. So if you're watching this and are not subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you get the notifications when I put new videos up. Go ahead, check my back catalog. I really look at my videos as a journey. You can see a progression in style changes and content improvements and stuff like that. I can't say I'll always be the first, but I have my own style, my own unique presentation that I think I do a little bit better than others. I'm not a professional. I don't have a professional setup. I don't have the money for a professional setup, but I do the best I can with what I have, and I hope you appreciate and understand that. Overall, these are children's toys, and I'm doing this maybe for young people at home who are looking to buy a figure with their allowance money, or for parents who really don't know what to get. I'm sorry, this is a little bit of a rambling here at the end, but I just want to throw that out there because I really don't know what the future is going to hold. So once again, Happy New Year for Slugslinger. We will see you next time.